Deep in the throes of a nursing shortage, big questions today about a new edict from the Department of Education. The department no longer considers nursing as a professional degree, a move critics warn could shrink an already strained workforce. The reclassification will limit the loan and loan forgiveness options available to students in those nursing programs. With the country deep in the throes of a nursing shortage,
So Trump's government's coming for nurses now. Here's what's going on. He wants the Department of Education to declassify nursing as a professional degree, advanced practice nursing, like our CRNAs, our nurse practitioners, our masters. Why does this matter? Because nursing is one of them careers that pull you up out of poverty. Gives us a great opportunity to provide for our families and for our life. Most homeowners I know, nurses. A lot of heads of households, nurses. A lot of minority women, nurses. So declassifying us as a professional practice, you thereby limit our access to funding. So you limit a lot of women and minorities women access to further climb the socioeconomic ladder. Yes, this is why it's such a big deal, gang. You think these little insidious things don't matter? They always matter, and there's always something that happens at the end of that that affects people. And these type of things will affect patients, specifically patients. I'm one nurse trying to spread the word, so if you can, make as much of an uproar as you can. So Trump.
Nursing is not the only program that they reclassified and no longer call it a professional degree. Here's a list right here: nursing, physician assistants, physical therapists, audiologists, architects, accountants, educators, social workers. The United States Department of Education under the Trump administration reclassified these degrees and no longer consider them professional because they no longer want to cover them under federal student loans.
That is correct.
So what does this mean? It does not mean that you can no longer pursue these professions. It means the federal government is not trying to pay for them anymore. So only the people that are trust fund kids or come from family that planned and saved for college would be able to take these programs because they're going to have to pay for it out of pocket. It means any students that's pursuing the degrees that we mentioned before, they will no longer have access to higher federal loan limits, which were previously available to them. They will also be excluded from specific loan forgiveness programs, and these changes will create obstacles for those who cannot afford to pay for. Nursing is not the only.
And that's the problem we're facing with it coming to aspect of this matter in the Department of Education. And D, that is crazy. I remember having a debate with one of my closest friends about this one, and I was like, no, I think it's going to restructure the Department of Education, because the Department of Education, it was all things out of whack. Like certain things was not getting a certain amount of funding, but taking away federal loans for like certain things, like for example, like lawyers, like therapists, like clinical psychologists, those are therapists, and pharmacists, like those things. That's the stuff we need now. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of people that are in those positions, and I think that's what it is. But to me, to declassify it, to me, that's not right as being a profession, because you got to keep in mind there's some people that already graduated, went to college, and also paying student loans on these professions. Now you're telling me it's not classified as a profession, and they still have to pay student loans on them after they graduated. To me, that's not right. So if that's the case, they should not pay student loans then of the people that already graduated, or people right now currently in school. So I think this is a L for the Trump administration team. I think they need to do a better job on that. I think they should reevaluate this as a whole, because China is very, very strong when it comes to aspect of the medical field. That's what they're teaching. They're teaching their kids medicine and also engineering. So and also dentists too is in there too. So those are the things that people see in the everyday life. And like, minority people don't have enough to even pay for college like that. Because college, I know back then college was only for a certain amount of people, but still, like, you still got to give people an opportunity to go to college and not be able to pay. And to me, I don't understand why the United States has not been on board of making college free for everyone like other countries are doing. I don't get it. Moving on to other